Right now, yesterday's episode is still uploading. It's about 4:45. And I was thinking, as I was editing out the last little bit there about this experiment that we did, it might be possible that the Blu-tack will have a reaction with the plastic. And just because it didn't stick on the glass or have any kind of reaction that we could see on the glass doesn't mean that there wouldn't be a chemical reaction with the plastic. So I've got here the nameplate for the Bismarck that I'm probably not going to use anyway. And even if I do want to, I'm just going to stick this on the back. And I'm going to put it on, fairly hard. Push it down, make sure that's making really good contact there. And then we're going to leave it overnight. And then we're going to check and just see if I can see any kind of residue or mottling or discoloring or anything like that. In the meantime, I think what I'll try to do is I'm going to take a nice close look at this. See if maybe there isn't something on there that we didn't see with the naked eye. I won't be able to show you, but I'll be able to tell you. Okay, I put a greasy fingerprint right on the edge of the slide here so that I can see that I'm focusing on the top side here. And I'm looking at it right now at about 8 power, and I'm not seeing any little pieces of Blu-tack whatsoever, as far as like little grains of it, that kind of thing. However, a minute ago I did hold it, and where's my other glasses here? Now, if I hold it like this and get it at just so I'm just looking at the top like this, then I can see something. There is some residue there, right where I had put that Blu-tack. Now, I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, Now we were going to try and see if the isopropyl would wipe that off. So I'll just get a little bit of isopropyl on a paper towel, and I'll just go halfway across and see if it makes a difference, if it takes it off or not. Actually, that's going to wipe it off. I wouldn't be using a paper towel on I'd be using a piece of a Q-tip or something, which is right here. I've learned the hard way to always put the lid back on. Okay, so now I'm probably going to just have the residue of the isopropyl. Okay, yeah, the isopropyl did wipe that off. But it is so minute. My fingerprint looks like a mountain range compared to what I was seeing on there. We've wasted a lot of time over stuff like this. I'm sorry. Okay, what we'll do now is we'll just leave this overnight and we'll check it in the morning. I am still drinking yesterday's coffee. I guess 16, maybe 18 hours has passed now since I stuck this on here. And I think it's time to peel it off and see what we got. I don't see anything. Put the macro lens on. I'm still not seeing anything. I'm still not seeing anything. And just in case there's somebody that's all ready to type in a comment saying that you got your microscope the wrong way around, don't you know you're supposed to set your work on top of the stage here? Well, I find it's easier to do it like this because it lowers the eyepieces down so that it's a little bit more comfortable. Otherwise, it's this much higher up in the air. You may not have known it, but when I made this model table, I made it almost 3 inches higher than a normal kitchen table. And the reason for that is because, well, when you're working with really small stuff, it's nicer to have it up high. And in fact, there's sometimes that I wish it was really high, like a watchmaker's workstation. Yeah, but anyway, that's why I swing the microscope around the way it's not supposed to be. Okay, one more little test here. What about when I hold it so that the light coming in the window is just reflected off of the surface there? Can I see anything now? Okay, if I hold it so that I'm looking at a very acute angle and I'm looking across the surface, I can almost see something, but I'm not sure. Maybe it was a case of, the dust on here got removed or something. I'm probably going to be able to see my fingerprint more than anything else right now. Offhand, I'd say it's probably safe to say it doesn't leave residue. No, I just know some really high-tech lab like CSI or something like that, they're going to find it. Mind you, I think they find a lot of stuff that isn't, they're mugging for the TV show, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I think this Blu-tack stuff is really good. It wouldn't be like what I used to call plasticine when I was a kid. Anyway, let's put everything away here and give up on this. Oh, one more thing. Let's take a look at this. It's been soaking overnight. It's about 18-20 hours, I guess. Let's take a look at that and just see what happened to it. And then we'll get back to all right. There is a change here. What has happened is the isopropyl has leached the whatever is in there, whatever oil or whatever is in there. And you notice that crack? No, I know I'm not supposed to poke, but I'm trying to continually turn it so that we can see what's happening as the isopropyl evaporates away. Yeah. They say small things amuse small minds. Okay, small mind. Anyway, now let's get back to the plane. Now, I was just about ready to chuck this in the garbage, and I thought, no, let's just leave it for a while and see if it retains its pliability like this piece here does. We'll give it a day or two, and we'll look at it maybe in a couple of episodes and just see what we got. I won't throw it out. Late last night, I'm sitting in front of my computer monitor, and I'm trying to relax a little bit here by watching another episode of Downton Abbey. And yeah, it's a series about a family that lived about 100 years ago and the way things were 100 years ago. I find it pretty interesting. I've watched it more than once, actually. Anyway, I'm sitting here, and as many of you know, that my surveillance monitor is sitting right above the computer monitor. So if there's any movement goes on, it kind of catches your eye. Well, I noticed the road grader going by and plowing the road. Well, this is pretty normal for wintertime in Winnipeg. And I'm not too worried about the ridge he's left across the front of the driveway, because I know that the right behind him is usually a front-end loader that'll scoop out the driveway for you. And well, he didn't do a very good job this time. And there's a bit of a ridge there, but I wasn't too worried because I know that my forester has about 9 inches of clearance and I could crawl over it. Okay, I get up this morning and I look in the monitor. The ridge is still there. A little while later, I look out the front window. It's the window that you often see me looking out of, from the model table. Well, I could see that the ridge was gone. And I thought, well, how is that possible? I didn't hear anything come by. So I ran my camera backwards. My neighbor, when she was doing her driveway, she walked over and did mine. We have such nice neighbors here in Winnipeg. You know that little friendly bear that everybody loves called Winnie the Pooh? Well, he got his start here in Winnipeg. I can easily believe it. And if you don't believe me, just Google it. History of Winnie the Pooh. Okay, I got all the canopies glued on, and I did these other two the same way that I did before. I started out with extra thin, and then after the plastic solidified, I did the CA thin thing all the way around the edge. I am not going to put the propellers on these two like I did on this one. I think that was a mistake. The reason being is it's going to be very hard now to paint the inside where the cylinders are black. Don't know what I was thinking there. I wonder if I could get that out. I'd probably end up breaking off the little thingamajiggy here. Anyway, when I first got this model, I rounded up a lot of paint that I thought I was going to need. And as luck would have it, I think I've got the one I need for the aircraft, the XF-26. Let me put on a different lens here. I was just checking Stefan's book, and I wanted to see how much of the plane is green. I remembered most of it was green. Well, I would say that probably all of it was green except for the lettering and so on. Yeah, it was two-tone green. If you looked at it from the bottom, it was a very pale green. I guess so it would blend in with the sky if you were, these things want to stay hidden, right? It's not like the kind of planes that we joyride in now. But from the top, it was dark green. Now, I don't know if I'm going to try to do the two-tone thing because it's never going to be seen from the bottom. It's always going to be seen from the top. Obviously, it's going to be really hard to airbrush. I might be better off trying to do it, with a little paintbrush. Excuse me. I know it won't be as good as the airbrush will do, but there's just so many intricate little angles there that I have to try and airbrush. The only thing possibly I could do is airbrush as much as I can, and then where the airbrush doesn't go, then touch it up with the brush. But I don't know, that might not be a good idea either. I'll have to think about it for a while. Anyway, I'm going to show you the pictures in Stefan's book. Instead of talking about it, I'll show you. Okay, I'm going to try and hold these pages so that you will not be getting a reflection off the overhead lights. And did I mention to you that if you're building this Bismarck, you've got to get this book? Yeah, I think I mentioned it about 10 times. Anyway, I think this shows it the best. I'll zoom in on this page right here. Now I have opened up my lens. In other words, I've overexposed it one full stop so that this green will come out, otherwise it's going to look black. I realize that the underside is going to be maybe a little paler than what it normally is, but it is actually, the way I'm looking at it, it is actually quite a very pale green. That's our Tamiya XF26, and I don't know if you can see the color of the lid there against the wing. It's pretty close. We'll have to do a sample. We don't have the time to do a sample today, so I guess we'll be doing that tomorrow maybe, and just see what it looks like. It's going on 3 o'clock here this afternoon, and yeah, I don't want to get started into something I'm going to have to rush and do a bad job. So thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.